Shown in figure 6 below is a nail of mass 50 grams in a fixed block of wood. A hammer of mass 1.5 kilograms strikes the nail directly with a vertical speed of 6.2 meters per second. The hammer does not rebound from the nail. Find the velocity of the combined hammer and nail immediately after impact. So we use the conservation of momentum, the initial mass and its initial velocity, plus the other particles' initial mass and initial velocity will equal their final mass, and it'll be combined mass at the end because this one particle they joined together, and then its final velocity. So that's the principle of conservation of momentum. Then we need to put in the values. So the mass initially is 0.05, it's 50 grams for the nail, and its initial speed is 0. The mass of the hammer is 1.5 kilograms, and its initial velocity is 6.2. And the combined mass would be 1.55. So we can then get that the velocity of A plus B, the velocity of the two particles together, would be 1.5 times 6.2, divide that by 1.55, and you get 6 meters per second. Now, below part 1 it says the hammer and nail move together. The resistance to their motion is 1,178 newtons. So if you imagine your nail and then the hammer, I'm just going to draw a large hammer on top. That's the hammer on top of the nail, believe it or not. The downward force after, okay, there's the momentum of being hit, but after it's hit, the downward force now is just the weight of those, which would be 1.55 G. That's the only downward force there is. The upward force then is the 1,178 newtons. And that's here, this is the downward, that's going to come up out of that then. Obviously not inside the shape, but you get the idea. 1178 is the downward. So if we do F equals ma, we should be able to find the acceleration. Downward force 1.55 G minus the resistance to motion 1178, and that equals the mass, which is 1.55 times acceleration. So you get 1.55 times 9.8 minus the 1178. Now you'll notice that gives you a negative number, which that's because it's decelerating. When you divide it by 1.55, you get that the acceleration is minus 750.2 meters per second squared. Basically, it's going from 6 meters per second to 0 meters per second really quickly. Part 3 is to find how far the hammer drives the nail into the block of wood. How far is a distance? So you're looking at your SUVAT, your equations of motion, of constant acceleration. S is what we want to work out. Initially, when the hammer hit the nail, it had a speed of 6 meters per second. When it's getting driven into the wood, eventually it'll stop, so it'll go to a speed of 0. And we know the acceleration is minus 750.2. So we can use the equation without t, which is v squared equals u squared plus 2as. 6 squared equals 0 squared plus 2 minus 750.2 s. Now, messed that up actually. The initial speed and the final speed. By the way, you have to change it here. Don't change it at the end because it'll look as if you misunderstood it, like I just did. The initial speed is 6, the final speed is 0, so you need to have it that way around. Okay, so then that'll be 36, and that's equal to the last answer, the acceleration times by 2, which is 1500.4 s. Okay, so we've got to divide 36 by that value, and we get that S is 0.02399, keeps going on. So does it say anything about the answer? How far? No. So this question's in meters per second, so I'm going to put it as, that would be 0.0240 meters, or 2.4 centimeters. So to summarize that part 3, what was actually happening in the question? Well, the hammer hits the nail, and you take that point to be the initial time, and at that time the speed of the combined particles would be 6. It then goes into the wood a little bit, but not too much, but it'll eventually slow down to 0, so its speed will be 0. So that's why you got 6 and 0. And it was speeding down. It had an acceleration of minus 750.2 from the second part, and that gave you that it went in 2.4 centimeters into the wood. A marksman fires a bullet from a gun with a horizontal speed of 360 meters per second. The mass of the gun is 3 kilograms. The gun recoils into the marksman's shoulder with a horizontal speed of 6 meters per second. Find the mass of the bullet. So initially they're together, so you've got a combined mass to begin with, the bullet and the gun, and you've got a combined speed at the start as well of the bullet and the gun. When the bullet is shot, they become separate particles, so the bullet and its velocity, and the gun and its velocity. Now, what is the combined mass? Well, it's 3 kilograms plus the mass of the bullet. That's what we're trying to work out. So this here would be 3 plus the mass of the bullet. Its initial speed is 0. It's stationary to begin with. Afterwards, the mass of the bullet, we don't know. It has a horizontal speed, the bullet has a horizontal speed of 360 meters per second. The mass of the gun is 3, and the velocity of the gun, it says there's a recoil into the marksman's shoulder of a horizontal speed of 6. A recoil means it's going to go in the opposite direction. So the bullet's going to the right, say, and then the gun will go to the left. So that's why we've got minus 6 for the velocity of the gun. If we tidy that up, we get that 0 equals 360 times the mass of the bullet minus 18. So we need to get 18 and divide it by 360, and that's going to get you the mass of the bullet, which is 0.05 kilograms, or 50 grams. The gun comes to rest, so now we're at the second part. The gun comes to rest after 1/18 of a second. Find the average force that is exerted on the marksman's shoulder by the gun during this time. So, what's happening here? We've got I can't draw, it's a problem for this question. We've got the shoulder, and then we've got the gun, okay? So here's your shoulder, and the gun is going into the shoulder, okay? So the gun's got a speed of 6 meters per second initially, and then it'll stop because the shoulder will absorb the force. It comes to rest after 1/18 of a second. We need to find the average force that is exerted on the marksman's shoulder by the gun during this time. Okay? So, let's look at S, U, V, A, and T. We know initially the recoil of the gun is 6 meters per second. I'm going to take this way to be positive, just to avoid any issues. That's for part 2. The final speed is going to stop when it gets into the shoulder eventually. The time taken is 1/18 of a second. What do I want to work out? Well, I want to work out average force. So then, if if I get A, I can then use F equals ma. So I want to work out acceleration. So we would use v equals u plus at. 0 equals 6 plus a 1 over 18. So the acceleration is going to be minus 6 times 18, which gives minus 108. F equals ma then. Again, we're taking the left to be positive. So the force we're trying to work out is equal to the mass of the gun. The gun has a mass of 3 kilograms and the acceleration is minus 108, which means the average force is 324 newtons minus. Or you could say that basically the shoulder's applying a 324 newton force to the right. If the gun's going to the left, that is. Okay, there's another way you could do the question. Instead of using suvat and then F equals ma, we could use impulse instead. So impulse is a change in momentum, mv minus mu. It's also can be described as the force applied multiplied by the time it's applied for. Or in short, put them together, Ft equals mv minus mu. So F is what we want to work out. The time taken is 1/18 of a second. The mass is 3 kilograms. The final velocity is going to be 0. 3 kilograms. The initial velocity was 6. So we get that minus 18 times 18 gives minus 324 newtons. So that's an alternative approach.